Welcome back. In today's video, we're going to move into understanding how to take back ownership and power and accountability in our life through 4 powerful questions. All right, let's review a little bit of what we learned in the last video series. We learned about the powerless language, the marshmallow words that render us powerless, that help us to downshift in our lives and tell more of our victim's story. We told our stories, we journaled them out, and we blew them up dramatically as if we were on daytime soap operas. Now, as you go back to that story, how did it feel to tell that story? For some of you, it may be like, man, it was justified. For others, it's like, that's kind of gross. It's now time to upshift our stories, upshift our life above the line. This is where we move from being a victim or having our victim story into having accountability and ownership. Now, 4 powerful questions help me to upshift in my life, to shift towards peace and ownership and empowerment. The first 3 questions tie all together. Those are, how did I cause it? How did I create this? And how did it happen because of me? Now, these 3 questions sound a little redundant. They're asked in combination with each other. They're the energy of what's my part? What's my ownership in this story? The 4th question is, what choices did I make that put me in this position? Now, what choices did I make moments before, hours before, weeks before, even years before that put me in this position? The danger here, ladies and gentlemen, as we ask these questions, is not to take ownership over something that is not ours. That actually is downshifting. That's living below the line. What we want to do is take ownership and accountability over what is ours. In all circumstances, there is some ownership that we can take over, even if it's simply our reaction to something. Now, let's pretend that our car is parked in front of our house, gets hit by another car passing by. Now, do we have accountability? Do we have ownership over that experience? The answer is yes. For the fact that we own a vehicle, that is a chance that might happen, this is why we have insurance. Now, do I take and go out there and say, yeah, I'll pay for all the damages, even your car? No, we help them to take ownership over their lives while we take and empower ourselves to take ownership over our lives. Now, there is a way for you to guarantee results to never get in an auto accident again. It's simply don't own a car. Don't ride in a car. Now, if you're not willing to do those 2 things, then by just nature of owning a vehicle, you get to take ownership over what that means to own a vehicle. You get to take accountability in that process. Let's go to an extreme example, maybe abuse when you were a child. Now, in that moment, is that child accountable? Did they cause it? Did they create it? Did it happen because of them? The answer to that is no. They're an innocent. They were victimized in that moment. Now, if that same child 20 years later is still reliving that story and not getting help, that's where their ownership comes into play. It's their responsibility. It's our responsibility to get support, to get help, and to heal once again from whatever instance, whatever experience that we've had in our past. Now, in the next video, I'm going to take those 4 questions and pass them and filter them through. I'm also going to arm you with 2 powerful momentum ideas so that you can take back charge of your life and upshift dramatically towards success. We'll see you there.